Being judged on the rail at the walk. Walk your horses, please, on the rail at a walk. Okay, Emily, a little personal note here before we jump into real mock show mode. Obviously, you're not dressed, so this is not giving me as much of a look as I want to see. So at some point, make sure you try everything on. Make sure everything is fitted. You look awesome. You haven't gained any weight or lost any weight. You're always strong. I'm not concerned about any of that, but we want to make sure everything is just so. Your bun could be a little flatter. From a profile view, it's just a little offensive sticking out the back of your head. Your hat looks great, but we want to definitely be sure we've got the attire and the look we want with that. So if you want to throw that on one night and send me a picture, or sit on a saddle and kind of get a feel for how everything's fitting. Okay, back into mock show mode. This particular rider is creating a lot of curl to the lower leg. Thigh is a little more forward than I'd like to see in an initial first impression. Riding off the back of the leg a little bit more. She could probably move her fender underneath her seat a little bit, maybe move her seat a little forward in the saddle to give us a little straighter line from that ear, shoulder, hip and heel line that we want to see. Riding a super lazy horse, I would not be opposed if I heard her doing a little verbal, a little drive, a little bit. I'm not offended ever, and I don't think many judges are offended at an equestrian team show by hearing some verbal aids just to create a little more rhythm and forward with these horses. Let's jog, please. Jog your horses. Nice job with your patience. You know, riding this lazy horse, you could have gotten really active with your body and pumping and everything, and you didn't. He's really fighting you, wanting to dive in those corners, so make sure you let your eye go where you want to go and don't wait to the last minute to go, oh my God, I'm out here in the middle of the arena. There's nothing wrong with being off the rail if you have to pass another horse or the footing is bad, but if it appears to a judge, as it does to me right now, that you are struggling to control your horse and tell him where you want to go, you're looking at a pretty big point deduction situation for this gait presentation. Extend the jog, please. Extend your gait. Still kind of fighting with everything. Horse's body alignment, you've got a counter arc, he's falling off the corners. So, you know, bottom line is it's hard to show yourself when this is happening. So you need to get in horse trainer mode and let the rest just kind of happen. You've got to prove to the judge that you can control this horse. That's first and foremost. So at this point, you've got to be the rider and make this horse get on the rail and ride in a straighter body alignment. Show me that you're going to utilize that inside shank of that bridle, stand that shoulder up, organize your horse, and create some body alignment and not have it just a continual fight. On a positive note, I can obviously see the strength in this rider through her back and her core. She's just got a bad draw today. We've got to embrace those difficult draws. Don't say, this is a disaster. Say, hey, watch this. And so you've got to keep that mental presence about that as a rider. Very good eye, good chin, good head carriage. Lope, please, lope. Obviously, you're riding a horse that has not created a frame yet. So don't worry about organizing and putting your horse on the bit and in a frame, especially when you're riding a lazy horse and you're worried about going forward. Shuck them a little bit and ride. Just go forward and try to create some rhythm and cadence and show that you've got some connection with your seat and your leg, because this horse is not allowing you to organize him. Once again, we've talked about this 100 times. You girls have to really be tough. You do not have the quality horses to show yourself. And so you've just got to be that team that is gritty and can ride anything. So be that rider when you are faced with this type of difficulty. Walk, please, walk. Nice prompt down transition, which is really the only thing on this horse today that you can gain points on, because he's wanting to shut off. So show that to your strength, and she did. Would really like to see her open up across her chest. She's working so hard for this horse, I'm sure that's not what's on her mind. But when she gets a good draw, just open that chest up, square those shoulders up just a little bit more, have a little more presence. Reverse at the walk and continue at the walk. Remember, especially when a judge asks for a reverse right in front of them, they're watching all your aids, your organization, how you guide this horse, where your hand is. Is it in the middle? Are you riding from leg to hand? Are you dragging your horse around? Know that that's everything on my checklist I just went through in my head as you made that reverse. Does this rider know how to leg yield and put this horse back on the rail? Or are they just letting this horse go where it wants to go? He's been fighting you from the beginning. So what I really want to see is that you win the end of this battle, hopefully, because he is really throwing everything but the kitchen sink at you as far as diving in on the corners and so forth. Lope, please. Lope. Careful not to be too obvious about your repositioning. I don't think there's a judge out there that wouldn't expect you to kind of want to take a deep seat riding something like this, but don't do it so that you bring yourself out of your tack and make it so obvious when the judge is possibly looking at you. Emily, did you hear me? And he just won't go? Lope. Let's try a lope, please. Lope. Now, what do you do when this happens? He's either thinking leg yield or a major refusal. You're going to be better off to move up into a small jog for a step and then ask again, rather than to not demonstrate the gait at all and become a zero or a disqualification. So go to him with both legs. Now go to your lope. Go. Just because you got forward motion. Now, realistically, at any horse show, the judge would give this rider another horse. So that's the good news. If you've got a horse that's a complete refusal, she would get a re-ride. Let's jog, please. Jog. So, Emily, we've talked about this before. You've been in that situation. In some of these lower level divisions, you get the kind of older deadhead horses for safety of some of the riders that aren't capable of riding anything else. That's not the case with you, but because of that, and they also don't allow spurs in your division, so that's kind of a lose-lose situation. So many times what happens, and Emily, you have won some big classes because of this, because you've impressed the judge so much, they've given you a re-ride, and then you've continued to impress. So you know, and you can even share with the rest of the team, don't quit riding, don't quit showing. They'll give you another horse, and all will be fine when a horse refuses like that. Walk. Walk, please. Now, the one thing you've got to watch, when you get that look of determination on you, you kind of tuck your chin and lose that presence through your neck and your head. So make sure that when you get that I've got to be gritty kind of thing going on, having to ride these tough horses, Emily, you keep that presentation through your neck, your shoulder, keep those upper arms nice and tight to your side, and keep that presentation in your upper body. You're so beautiful through that area. You want to make sure you get credit in that and don't lose it in that tough ride, because they'll give you another horse. You've got to have that confidence. halt. Back your horse 4 steps, please. Okay, exhibitors, you can line up and get ready for your pattern. Okay, Kelly, you can turn. Good purposeful walk as she approaches her first marker. Good preparation. Perfect timing on that transition. Still a little bit too much curl to her leg for me. This girl's got just a gorgeously long leg, and she picks her heels up and uses them instead of stretching and getting a deeper heel. She's gonna lose a lot of points there in stiff competition with all that curl to her leg. She's really got to learn to stretch that heel down. This horse is doing everything he can do not to work today. Once again, keep riding. You'll be given another horse because we've got absolute refusal. Judge has to see that you are asking, however, correctly, and you were. Obviously a minus maneuver on the lope. And we're working on a minus maneuver for the extended jog just because you missed your line so bad. You know, even when that circle is going so badly, you've still got to keep your focus on accuracy of location, layout of pattern, and because of the fight throughout the circle, you missed your line tremendously by like 10 feet. So that is going to reflect the next maneuver. So it's a domino effect, of course. So you started out pretty good, looking at some somewhat credit-earning type maneuvers to start with. The leg, as far as a position, is one of the biggest position issues I'm seeing, Emily. We do have some time. You've lined up. Obviously, want to give this another shot. Hopefully, you'll be a little more successful in nailing that line. Okay, we do have some more time. Obviously, you want to give that another try. Let's go. Stay focused on accuracy of pattern. If he refuses your cue, the judge will not hammer you for that. If you get lost in where you're at, you are hammered, right? Accuracy of layout, symmetry, location. So this is a situation where, once we've said already, you'll get another horse. He is absolutely refusing. The judge is seeing that you're asking properly, but you've got to finish the rest of the pattern well and accurately. Good. Very good. Much better. Good square corner. Could open those shoulders up a little more. We've already said everything we need to say about that lower leg and the curl we've got to it. Nice transition to the walk. We've ended up pretty good. Let's keep rolling. Okay, Emily, we've still got about 2 more minutes. Let's go to the rail and think about something. This horse has not given you an opportunity to put him on the bit and frame up from the get-go, right? So let's think about the lope in a different way. Shuck him a little bit of rein. Okay? Now keep your elbows in position. Now ride a little bit of yeehaw about your hiney here, right? Come on, drive up. Come on, like you're in a hurry. You're on fire. You got to go catch somebody. Let's lope. Ride hard. Get out of his face and go. Go. Now ride with your seat and relax your hand, but get your arm in position. Let your eye tell you where you want to go. Don't fight with his shoulder. Control him with your legs. Okay? A little better, huh? So that's just something I want you to try, you know. You're not getting credit for putting him in a frame because he's not done that from the get-go. So plan B. Let's get out of his face and see if I can get him to go forward. So let's try it again. Let's go from the jog. Even though you're probably going to be going faster than what we want a horsemanship horse, At least you're demonstrating the fact that you're making it happen. Let's lope. Make it happen. Now thump him even. Leg whip him a little bit. Now stand your hand up and keep those shoulders up. Kick, kick, leg whip him. Come on, both legs, thump it. Thump him with both legs. Soften your hand. Okay, let's let him walk. We want to be somewhat compassionate that he obviously doesn't feel well. But what I want you to understand is if plan A is not working, got to go somewhere else, right? So we wanted to at least have an opportunity to show the judge, look, I'm not getting an opportunity to really demonstrate all my horsemanship, skill, strength, and presence, but I can ride. I can ride. So that's where you got to go with that type situation, okay? Let's jog. Now on the last couple of minutes here on our video, show me that you can stretch into those heels a little bit. I want you to be able to see a difference on your video, that you can stretch into those heels a little bit. Let's bring our shoulders back a little more. Now corner here in front of us and ride straight away so you can see yourself on the video from behind. Flatten your shoulders across your back, Emily. Much better. Corner right. And walk. And halt. Okay, we're done. That's my...